Alright, it's the next day and we're back with the freshly painted tractor. I just thought I'd show you what it looks like now that it's dry, and we'll see how it turned out. I feel like it's still looking pretty good. Now that there's a little more light in here, because the lights in here, there's only 4 bulbs, it's very dim. In the dark, I can see a little bit better. A couple things I missed, but nothing that's going to stop me from trying to put this back together today and then touching up those spots later. My goal for right now is to try to get a starter on it, radiator, and the fuel tank, and see if she'll start it on her own or not. No, I didn't film it, but I bought this spray can of Rust-Oleum just to do some touch-ups because it's much easier to get into the real tight areas with this than it is the big paint gun. So I've just been going around touching this up. Really didn't do too bad a job. Only a couple little tight corners that I feel like I didn't get, like under this rail was real hard to get into, and a couple areas right up inside here. But yeah, she's looking good. I also painted this little oil cap, but I brushed it on. It needs another coat, but I was kind of curious what it would look like, and it really turned out pretty good. So I think I'm going to continue that, do another brush on this. Well, here's the new starter. It goes right in here. So we're gonna see if we can get that in there. I've never installed one before, so I'm gonna learn as we go. All right, I just put it in there, make sure everything lines up. It does. So I'm gonna take this cardboard off and see if we can bolt her in. Well, these don't really fit because they're the ratchet. Maybe I'm gonna tighten up with the box end. I'll have to go get some actual ratchets. All right, a starter locked and loaded. I do need to replace these cables. As you can see, this is not good. I think for now, I'm just gonna tape it and see if it works. Get this down here too, hope for the best. Milk truck's here. That maybe. Doesn't look too bad there. Like I said, probably gonna replace it. I don't even know if my solenoid works yet. The starter solenoid here. Let's untape it and see what we got. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. That tape job I did. So I guess now I'll go get the battery, put the battery in, and see if we can get anything to turn over. Alright, we got the battery on. Let's see if we can shut this door. The milk truck is literally right outside. Make it a little bit quieter. Man, the scariest thing about painting a tractor is putting things back on it. And every little thing we do, we're like, oh, let's scuff it, let's scuff it. Alright, so we got the battery on starter. Let's see if we can get anything out of her. Now, I don't have the start button wired up. Let's take a look into that. So looking into this wire that comes off here is red with a blue stripe. You follow it up, comes here. I had to cut into it to see because it's so faded, but this one is red with a blue. And then these two, so I believe it ran down here, went in these clips. starter goes here, starter switch, and then the rest went back for taillights, I believe, is what these two other wires are. Alright, I'm just gonna attach the new wire here and run it right to the switch and just see if anything works. Should be enough. Got my favorite electrical connectors. They're heat shrink, and they have some solder in the middle too. Give it a minute to cool down. Take this little screw out of here. Some of this paint up here, I touched it up, so it's still kind of tacky, so I probably should have just left it alone. But I want to get some stuff done. For this connection, we're just going to use some regular shrink wrap. You know what, I didn't even check to see if the screw goes through it. I'm just going to hope. Here we got the connection, throw this little shrink wrap up here. Right. Oh, can I be any shakier? Hey! So the solenoid does work. And the starter button works. That's awesome. All right, we should be in business. Stuff up there is still kind of tacky from where I touched up, so I feel like I kind of messed some things up here, so I kind of want to get away from that. So we're gonna see if we can put the tank on. What do you guys think if I did something like this for the exhaust? It might be super loud, so maybe I'd put a baffle in here. I mean, super simple, kind of cool. Obviously, I'll clean it up, shape it up a little bit better. Have to grind these welds down. It's not really the right size, but I think I can make it work. I mean, would that look cool or no? Obviously, the hood will be on. I don't know. So I noticed I was gonna put the tank on, but I touched up in here, so it's still tacky. So instead, I'm gonna tackle taking the tape off, getting the coil stuff back on. Will this be satisfying? Probably not, because I did a terrible tape job. Yeah, the bottom's painted. At least the top's not. Like I said, that's all right. All right, we got that all untaped. Spark plug wires back on. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna put this coil on. I don't need this resistor on here because it's a 6-volt system, so I'm gonna pop that off, make it look a little cleaner. All right, coil pack's on, all on. Man, she is looking good. Look at that. I love the contrast of the red and the black. This paint here, I mean, this is busted, and this paint's probably gonna come off from the heat because this isn't high heat paint. But what I did want to do was also paint the exhaust part of this black with high heat, and then leave this. This is the air and fuel mixture tubes. Leave those red. Man, the red, the black, the chrome pipe. Ooh, she'll look good. So I did make the decision to leave the carburetor just straight silver metal. I don't know if that's going to be a good one or not. I think it looks great now, but I'm not sure how this is going to age, so we'll just have to wait and see. All right, now we got the carburetor on. When I got this tractor, I had no carburetor. I had to know a lot of things. No carburetor, no starter, no hydraulic pump manifold, no battery. Yeah, anyway. So I bought this one actually off Amazon. And I mean, this one didn't fit And so I actually had to drill this side out this way a little bit, kind of make a slot for an adjustment. And I did that and it's working good. Tractor runs, and I think it needs a little adjustments, but I haven't really got to that yet. But it does run and idle and do everything just like I want it to. Oh yeah, I also have no air filter box. Nothing came with this. So yeah, I'm slowly collecting pieces. All right, I got distracted. I put the fuel tank on. Let's crack her open. Make sure nothing leaks. Twist this down here. Wonder if I plug something up somewhere, painting. Should be getting fuel into the fuel bowl. All the way open. I think there's still fuel in here, because I can't see. Well, let me double check that there's enough fuel in the tank. All right, there was enough fuel. I'm leaking pretty good. Actually, what I did to get it to go is I just got up here and I blew into the tank, and I blew out whatever was clogging. Let's see if we can get this to stop leaking. Well, I should have done something a lot sooner, because that ruined a bunch of paint down in there. So now I gotta fix that. Always something. Well, I got the leak here to really slow down. I believe it's coming from right here. The gasket in there. I'm kind of hoping that it quits leaking, because it has before. Until I can get another gasket, I'll probably just shut the fuel off. Try to keep that from going. But I do want to see if it'll start at some point. So right now I'm working on the radiator to get that ready to go back on, to see if we can get it to turn over and fire up. Alright, I've gotten distracted from different people coming in, and I can't really remember where I left off, but I got this painted, got the radiator in, got the hoses all hooked up, it's all bolted down. So now we're gonna fill it with fill it with antifreeze. Hopefully my fix-it job fixed it and it holds for now. And other than that, I gotta finish putting it out on the fuel tank. And once we get fluid in, we should be able to try and see if it'll start. Look how good it's looking. It's looking mighty fine. Can't wait to have this all done and looking good. Anyway, let's see if this will hold fluid or not. I did fill it with water earlier when it was not connected, and it seemed to hold, so I think we'll have success. Guess I wasn't paying close enough attention. Full now. Alright, with that done, I think we're ready to try it. I think we're ready to see. This is just sitting here. I just don't want fumes up there. It might fall off. I do think it looks cool though, so I might try to make this work. Anyway, let's see if it'll run. Put the key on, little throttle, little choke. Alright, hopefully the battery doesn't die. We're gonna give this a go. Doesn't turn over very fast. shovel was a 6-volt, that's for sure. Alright, I wanted to give a little bit of a end of the video, kind of closure, because I quit filming there for a bit. I decided to roll it down the road, down the hill, pop start it. I got it started, but I forgot to put fuel in it, so then it died on the hill. And it also caught on fire. And I had to get off, and it backfired, caught on fire in the carburetor, and I had to spit on it to put it out. But now I got a little black smoke I gotta clean off, but nothing major happened. So I had to walk back up the road, get some fuel, because that was a rookie mistake. Rolled it, popped it, drove it back up the hill. Everything was good, but my radiator fix did not work. As soon as it got some pressure in the radiator, it blew it out. It was spraying fluid everywhere. So got to order a new radiator, and we should be rolling.